Number one. Peninsula last night wrapped up the Bay League Championship, Dan. They went undefeated for the first time under Coach Gary Gambrell, who's been there for 18 years. 10-0 overall, 7-0. You see Santa Monica is going to finish in second place. Hawthorne rather has an opportunity to finish in second as well. Inglewood at 4-3, Lusinger at 2-4, form the bottom of the Bay League along with Torrance, North Torrance, and West. So our congratulations to the Peninsula Panthers for having won the Bay League Championship for 1995 with an undefeated record. We're just about ready for the kickoff, fans. Kicking off for the Olympians is Chichoki Osumaway. And there we are, number 4, Robbie Hughes with the kickoff return. Heads up the left side, going to be brought down just as it crosses the 20-yard line by Jerome McGee. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from their own 21-yard line. We're just underway here, fans.
Interesting, tonight I spoke with Coach Greer for Lusinger, and he had mentioned that Rob Fredrickson didn't make the trip for this game, and so he will not be in tonight. The kicking duties will have to fall elsewhere, as he usually does the kickoffs.
Satiana Latu, back at quarterback, had been out for several weeks with a shoulder injury, as you know. Looks back to pass, throws the pass, and this one nearly intercepted. In the vicinity for the Olympians was Milton Gutierrez, along with number 35, Katie Toffel. Not a real crisp-looking pass there that time by Latu, Dan.
Well, again, as they start off the game, there's a few nerves, a few bundles of energy here. Take a little while for the guys to settle down.
There you see the Hawthorne offense led by Latu, number 9 at quarterback, Nick DeRica at split in, and we'll get the rest of them for you in just a moment, man. 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars. They keep it on the ground this time as they go around the left side. Milton Gutierrez in on the stop. Milton Gutierrez with the carry, and in on the stop, Curtis Chambers.
Also tonight, I mentioned earlier, Marcel Jameson with a sprained ankle will not play, and so Gutierrez will see a lot of duty in terms of carrying the ball.
Jameson, of course, the leading rusher for the Cougars. Once again, they keep it on the ground. Gutierrez with the carry, and it's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up a punting situation for the Cougars. So the Cougars then open up rather conservatively, as you mentioned, with Marcel Jameson out. Does change their rushing attack a little bit. They actually are sort of getting to know each other all over again, with Latu having been out for almost a month.
That's right, and of course with Malachi Yui, who is also coming off an injury, it will take some time to get used to again, but they will soon.
There's a punt filled by the Olympians at the 45, and he's going to be tackled right there by a host of Cougars. Fielding the punt was Marquise Williams, and we've seen Marquise do a very good job this year for the Olympians on punt return. So they'll get it for the first time tonight, fans. We've got 10-15 left in the first quarter, and Lusinger gets to go on offense now. Although I'm having a little difficulty with my headset, fans, we'll work through that nonetheless. Ken Riley, of course, the quarterback this year. One of the changes that head coach Bobby Greer in his first year made. There's a pitch back. It's going to be Miss Hamlin. This is recovered by the Cougars. So there's the first turnover. Recovering for the Cougars, was Gabriel Torres for the Cougars.
Gabriel Torres coming up from his defensive end position, picking that ball. That pitch just didn't make it. There was, actually, it just fell off the fingertips, and Torres quickly snaps up the ball. Here you see it. The pitch never was clean at all, and Torres just pounced on it.
The pitch intended for Keith Miller. So the Cougars go back on offense here. As Dan said earlier, a case of the jitters, I think, probably on both sides. Now we got a different quarterback in for the Olympians, for the Cougars. That's number 35.
Ketty.
That's Kete Teafu rather. And the pass was complete to Malachi Huey.
Coach Robbins said there was going to be some surprises tonight, and I guess he has one, because that's the first time we've seen Ketty over center.
Of course, we saw Herb Shedd quite a few times this season during the period of time that Latu was out with the injury.
Split to the left.
So we're seeing a number of interesting wrinkles here by the Cougars. Once again, they keep it on the ground. There's Gutierrez, and he's out near first down. Well, if they're seeking to confuse the Olympians, Dan, you're probably doing a good job of it, because they sure have me confused up here.
They certainly have. We're both confused to some extent here, but it's positive from the standpoint of the ground game working real well. And again, Ketty at quarterback has been an interesting wrinkle.
So it's 3rd down and 2 for the Cougars. We've got 8 minutes left in the first quarter here. Now you have Latu back under center at quarterback. Latu keeps it himself, turns up, and he's going to be near the first down, but I think he may be just a bit short. In on the stop for the Olympians was Curtis Chambers.
Ketty will come out. Here you see it again. Latu was going to pitch it, but he went inside as he eluded number 54, Chris Peck of the Olympians, and picked up a couple of yards.
It was enough for the first down, so it's 1st and 10 now for the Cougars from the Lusinger 32-yard line. Latu with the pitch back once again to Gutierrez. He goes around the left side, picks up about 3 before he's brought down.
Nice block in there by Jorge Camacho. Great block as he took the defensive end, knocked him out to the left, allowing Gutierrez to cut inside and pick up some yards.
The Cougars trying to capitalize on the Olympian turnover. The Olympians had at 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line, and on the first play of the game from scrimmage, they fumbled it on a bad pitch from Riley to Keith Miller. And now the Cougars have it, and they're marching toward the Olympian goal line. There to keep it on the ground, that's Malachi Yu, and he's going to go in untouched. A 28-yard run for Malachi Huey, and at the 6:57 mark, the Cougars get on the board first, Dan.
Right up the middle, Malachi Huey. Here it is again, right there. He goes right to the right of center. Nobody touches him, and it's just a cakewalk into the end zone. Great play, great call. The offense looks pretty sharp at this point.
And Huey, of course, on the season, has had 41 carries for 347 yards coming into tonight's game. An 8.5 yard per carry average. Kick is up, and it's good. So Hawthorne goes on top by a score of 7-0. The turnover comes back to hurt Lusinger, Dan.
Absolutely, and that's, unfortunately, it's been somewhat of the story for Lusinger. Last week, of course, they had those 2 key turnovers against North, which we saw. Malachi Huey, again, great carry. He's a senior, he's 5'10", 180. He's played some great football for Hawthorne and scores a touchdown, and Hawthorne's on the board for us.